أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فإن لم تفعلوا ولن تفعلوا فاتقوا النار التي وقودها الناس والحجارة أعدت للكافرين. Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 24. But if you do not, and you will never be able to, then fear the fire, whose fuel is few people and stones, prepared for the disbelievers. So in this ayah, is basically is that you're either going to wake up from your slumber, from your sleep, and accept this Quran and accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed. You will have taqwa, wattaqun nar. You will have this. And if you do not, and if you proceed and you continue to challenge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared something far more severe. وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. This nar that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared. So this is basically the summary of this ayah. Now going into it, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks is amazing. The wording that have been used, it gives this special feeling that you can't even begin to challenge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can't even begin to challenge this Quran. Because it says at the beginning, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, yeah? This is fi'l, basically, doing an action. And there is another word for action, which is known as amal. And you know, as we know it from one of the narration, yeah, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ, that all intentions are based on, all actions are based on intention. So amal requires an intention. However, fi'l does not require a intention. So for example, some of you will be listening, they concentrate, they know which ayah I'm talking about. Yeah, this is one. Or maybe some will be those people who might be the rare one out there. They might be writing notes and concentrated fully. This is amal. But there will be other people who might be asleep, they don't know what I'm talking about, and they might be just drawing, yeah, that little drawing, and maybe writing something, no concentrated. This is called fi'l, basically, something that you're doing without conscience. So Allah is saying, forget you doing things with your full own brain, even by coincidence, you can't stumble over this genius. This is how differently Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking to that. This is not a possibility whatsoever. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, you're not going to be able to do it. وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا, like وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا ذَلِكَ أَبَدًا, you will never be able to do this at all. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking. There's another thing that you say, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا. It does not say مفعول به. It does, وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا, you will never be able to do it. It does not say the it at the end. So this could allude to that some people could say that I came close to its style, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks. I came close to its guidance. I came to its perfection of the history, or I came close to whatever. They can say this one portion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in here that this Quran has so many angles and sides that you will never be able to compete with it. So this is, that's another thing from it. And now, just understand how this is not a possibility. How is this completely not possible whatsoever for anyone to compete with the Quran? We have already said many things in the other lessons, and the two lessons we did on the other ayah, ayah number 23. Now in here, let's start from the beginning. To whom this Quran came? Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who was known ummi, unlettered, at 40 years of age. To what society he came? Were there those people who had access to libraries and knowledges and the people of this and that? No, there were none of that. They completely isolated from all sorts of education and things like that. So that kind of society he came to. And Rasul, with this Quran, he changed the entire, like on 180 degree. This is how much big of a difference this Quran brought to that society. Now think in our own terms and in our own understandings. When a revolution, that was a revolution basically, yeah? When a revolution comes, does it come like this? Yeah, does it, or normally it takes like centuries, it takes a long time, or it normally doesn't come in the same generation. This is the situation. But if it does come, it's normally influenced by foreigners. It's not the same people that starts it, it's foreign influence. Like take example of the French Revolution, yeah, that came. What it changed? It changed from a religious to a secular kind of institute. That's what it became. Everything that they believed in, the religious views, the day-to-day things, whatever they had, they remained the same. But when Quran came, it was Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam at the front. He was the one who implemented. Everything about them changed. Their eating and sleeping, the love, the hate that they had, the getting married or not, divorce, their social life, their economics, everything changed. Like on everything was 180 degree change. That came in the time of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam with this very Quran. This is not possible, and it hasn't happened in the history at all. And of course, you cannot imagine this with any revolution that you can ever think of. The one which has happened recently in the French, there was a bloodshed and everything that has happened. It took a long time, and the revolution basically, the ideas were put forth by people who had died basically long time ago. Yeah, it was in the books, it was just ideas, philosophical guys, yeah. But then they were not even the activists. Later on, other people heard of it and they accepted it. Yeah, this is something good. We need to bring this. And they started a change and it took a long time. And again, even the change did not change much. Just the political views were changed. Nothing else. Everyone remained the same. The dealing and things, everything remained the same way. But what the Quran did, completely on a different side. Now, this very Quran, from other angles, it is in the hearts of millions. This Quran gave birth to thousands and millions of books. Forget books, it gave birth to libraries. This very Quran. Yeah, like even in this city, yeah, this is with the city which doesn't even have like a proper institute, like a proper madrasa. It does not have that. If the entire Quran was gone, yeah, like everything was gone from computers, from the books and so on, we have many hufaz. Bi-idhnillah, inshallah, I have a very good hope that we will be able to collect it and write from dot to dot, from word to word. This is the Quran that we have. There are other ulama who say that, as we said, the fasaha or the balagh of the Quran is amazing. This is the real miracle of the Quran. But the actual experts of those fasaha and balagh, the language, they say this is not the miracle. And they give an example. They say, imagine there's a huge ocean, yeah, and someone dives in there and they take out amazing big pearl. And the guy said, look at this. This is what makes the ocean amazing. This is the beauty of the ocean. Then maybe another one dives, yeah, like Baytullah, he dives deep. And he takes out another two. And they are even bigger. And the other guy challenges him, look at these are. This is what makes the ocean big. Are they both correct? Both of them are wrong. This ocean has lots of things to offer. It has many pearls, many other things to offer. But these people have only seen that. Same thing with these ulama or those people who have discovered some aspects of the Quran and they say this is what the mu'jiz of the Quran. This is what makes the Quran amazing. Like the thing we talked about. Oh, this makes the Quran. There are so many other things. Like I think Abdullah ibn Abbas, he says, جميع العلم في القرآن لكن تقاصر عنه أفهام الرجال. That this Quran has knowledges upon knowledge. It has all the knowledges. But the understanding of men fall short of it. So this is basically what the Quran is. Or it comes in a different way, just talking about the kalimat of Allah. There is an ayah, I think Surah Al-Baqarah or one of the places. قُلْ لَوْ كَانَ الْبَحْرُ مِدَادًا لِكَلِمَاتِ رَبِّي لَنَفِدَ الْبَحْرُ قَبْلَ أَن تَنْفَدَ كَلِمَاتُ رَبِّي وَلَوْ جِئْنَا بِمِثْلِهِ مَدَدًا. So this could be related to that. We leave the translation because we need to finish quickly. Going to the next ayah. وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. Then fear the fire whose fuel is people and stones. So this is, like we said, you either humble yourself to the Quran. If you do not humble yourself to the Quran, there is another thing which is going to humble, which is the fire that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about. And here the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks to these vicious people, that Allah disgraces them, that you're going to be the fuel, you're going to be like the firewood of the fire. And and there is another one point that we need to mention, that some ulama, or majority of the ulama, use this from the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah to say that the people who are kuffar, they will be eternally in Jahannam and they have been called the fuel of it. Because when the Muslims who have committed crimes and they need to go to Jahannam before they go to Jannah, this is just for purification purposes. They do not go there as a fuel, but they are called fuel. And later on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ, that this has been prepared for kuffar. And then there's other ayats as well. Now, just to understand, what is this nas basically? وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. As we said, nas are the people. What is hijara? What these are stones? One, some ulama say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying with the stones, yeah, and that these people will be burned with stones because their heart became like stones. Later on, this was coming, ثُمَّ قَسَتْ قُلُوبُكُمْ فَهِيَ كَالْحِجَارَةِ أَوْ أَشَدُّ قَسْوَةً. So their hearts have become stones, so they deserve to be burned with the stones. Or the other, there are various differences, yeah. But from other is that those people who used to worship these statues, yeah, these asnam, they used to worship, or these graveyards, they have these stones, or those stones that some people go to these graveyards and they rub it on their self for barakat and so on. They are the stones. Or the fire of Jahannam is going to be burned from the stones, unlike that we have it from the wood in here. وَعِدَّةِ الْكَافِرِينَ, prepared for the disbelievers. So this is only prepared for them. And this is for the kuffar that they have. This is specifically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about the kuffar. It does not relate to the Muslims. If they do go to Jahannam, this is only for purification purposes. Jahannam is only prepared for those people who are vicious criminals. And this is the example of it. Because what did we say? That this is the last resort of da'wah. When people completely reject Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you give them Quran, go check this out. Look at this Quran, have to ponder over it, think over it, and they still come with it, yeah, I can do better than that, meaning they want to challenge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then these are the vicious of all. They are full of pride, they are full of hasad, they are full of ego. So for them is the vicious, or for them are the worst of the punishment. Because fire is the worst from the punishment of Jahannam. Because Jahannam has lots of different punishments, but fire is the worst. Similarly, these people are the worst of the people, and who can be more worse than the one who deny their master? Ya ayyuhan nasu u'budu. We started from there. Who can be worse than the one who deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So their crime is the worst, same is the punishment is the worst for them. May Allah not make us from them. Allah make us those people who understand the Quran and who truly appreciate this honor, this treasure of the Quran that Allah has given us. Allahu subhanahu wa ta'ala.